Muscle cars, guitars, burnouts, and memorabilia. Welcome to ClassicMuscleCars.com, the show that features top quality muscle cars from the 50s through the 70s and everything in between, including the coolest rock and roll collectibles you'll find in one place. So buckle up and check it out, the most ground-pounding, earth-shattering rock and roll machines around, right here on ClassicMuscleCars.com with your hosts, Tony Begley and Jeremy Marks.
Next car that you've selected to view on ClassicMuscleCars.com is another new, exciting arrival. Now this, my friends, is a very, very special, rare car, and it's a very special, rare treat. So sit back and relax. We're going to tell you a story that you will not believe, but it is true. We got this car through a trade deal. This car was in a barn in the mountains of Virginia. It was found there by the previous owner. He got the car, took it out of the barn, made a deal, had the car, and he started to do some research on it. This car was made in Madison, Wisconsin. Now, we're going to put up a lot of the history about it, and you can read some of the articles, but they didn't make very many of these cars. This happens to be the first one. This is VIN number 1. It's 0000001. This is the first one. This was the test car, the mule car, the prototype. It's called a G Cobra. Now, I'm going to read a little bit of an article here that talks a little bit about this car, and then we'll get a little bit more in detail. This is very unique, folks. I've never seen anything like this. I've been in this business now for 33 years in May of this year, and I have never came across anything like this. I didn't even know this car existed, didn't know the story about it. Maybe some of you out there that follow Cobras might know, but this is very unique. This is what Jeremy can show a close-up here, this documentation we've got. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, but I'm going to read just a little bit of this article. Now, it's called the Gobin Cobra. This is a G Cobra. The article starts out that is from Auto Buyer magazine, which was done back in, it says here, copyright 2000-2002. Carroll Shelby's AC Cobra is one of the most revered cars in the world, but since there were only 528 AC Cobras ever built on the original AO-ACE chassis in England, it is virtually next to impossible to be able to find and own one today. There are, however, a few true Cobra lovers who would set up shop and redesign them, like G Cobra Cars, Inc. of Madison, Wisconsin. G Cobra Cars Incorporated of Madison, Wisconsin. Don Gobin's G Cobra cars are maybe even an improvement on the original version by Carroll Shelby. Boy, that's a stretch, huh? But it is true that out of it comes a true sports car. Gobin says the car will do 0 to 160 miles per hour in under 5 seconds. And if you're ET racers, this car will turn 12s in a quarter mile. G Cobra cars were built with tubular stress-tested high-tech frame and manufactures its own fiberglass Cobra bodies. The company is proud to note that the G Cobra is more than 90% produced from American-made parts from General Motors and Ford Motor Company. This includes brand new V8 engines that come in 3 varieties: 250 horsepower, Chevy 350 horsepower, which is a 4-bolt main, which is what this car has in it, Chevy small block high performance, or a 351 Ford Interceptor. The power plant may be fed by a Holley throttle body fuel injection. Performance intake and headers are included, and dual side exhaust gives the Cobra a 427 look. Now, this goes on and on and on, and we're going to post this up so that you can read all this information. We also have the original window sticker here of this car, and the list price on it is what we see here is $44,888, and that was in 1990. Now, the regular production cars were produced in 91, And as we know from our research, there's only 3 left. This is the first one. This is the original one. This was the one that based all the other cars that were produced in 91. They had a short-lived time span from the time they started till it got going, and then all of a sudden the company was no longer after it started on production. So what we have here is something, when you think about it, this is not a kit car. This is a manufactured car that was a car manufacturer in Madison, Wisconsin that made this. So we got to go back to the 60s to find the original cars that were manufactured. Now we're talking about a car that was done in 90 and 91 that was a manufactured G Cobra, that was called. This car is very unique. Randy and I were talking about it a little bit here, and he knows a lot about it. He's done a ton of research on the car. He's telling me some things about it. And it's got a GM center section on it. It's got steel doors. The front end, which tilts forward, is fiberglass in the back. It's got, these cars were capable of having leaving the build process the way that you would want to order it, with some cool options on it, like air conditioning. You can get a 5-speed Doug Nash, or you can get a 700R Ford Trans. There were some really cool things that you could add to this particular car. You could actually get chrome side exhaust on it. This one has side exhaust, but they're underneath the car, and they kick out right in the back in front of the rear wheels. Looking at it, it's got a 5-mile-an-hour impact bumper in the back, which is part of the federal EPA standards, federal standards that it would have had to have back in the day. And it's got the look. Going around, seeing that we've got the insignia in the front, we've got an insignia on the side, which is Jeremy going to show you that. We've got the Cobra, G Cobra insignia on the steering wheel, which is a wood wheel. Same of the dash. It's got a Hurst wiggle stick. I've never seen a shifter like this. I think what they might have done was had Hurst to make a shifter for this car. And what's another really cool feature about it, when you pull the car down into gear, it's got lights on the dash. So you got park, you got reverse, you got drive, 1, 2, 3. But it lights up so you know in what gear you're in. It's got its own individual gauge cluster here, which is tach and your water, volts, oil pressure, etc. But this is amazing. I mean, I never knew that a car like this existed. So it's something that I'm sure if you're looking at it and you're going, oh, it looks like a kit car. I looked at it and I thought, yeah, it looks like a kit car, but it's not. I mean, it's got the front and rear suspension on the car is Ford. Center section is GM. Either comes with a GM drivetrain or Ford. So it's just really a cool piece of automotive history, and we're very proud to have it here at ClassyMuscleCars.com. So give Randy a call, 847-526-5950. He knows this car really well. He's done a lot of research on it. He's went in and out underneath, examined the car. He can answer all your questions. This is a rare opportunity to buy a very, very unique piece of automotive history, and you're only going to find this one available. I have never seen another one anywhere for sale. Like I said, there's only three supposedly left other than this one, and they're the production cars. This is number 1. This is the first one. This was the prototype, the first one that they built. It was their mule car. They did all their testing with it. So you've got a really rare opportunity here to be able to buy something that in today's times, when you're looking at cars and you're looking at cars that you want to take out and you want to enjoy and you want to drive, this has got huge upswing on it, because you don't know where this car could go in years, because the more that comes out and the more that this car is showed and taken to shows, the more that it's going to bring up the value of this car, because it's a very, very rare and unique really actual manufactured G Cobra. So give Randy a call, 847-526-5950. And I'm going to turn you over to Jeremy now. He's going to give you a go-around of this unbelievable find that came out of the barn in the mountains of Virginia. 1990, factory-built, factory-manufactured G Cobra.
You're in. This is certainly going to be a head turner on the road, that's for sure. Be a lot of fun in the summertime. Give Randy a call at 847-526-5950 about this very cool G Cobra.